Have you ever stayed in a hotel room with 2 bathrooms? Not a suite, just a normal tourist-grade hotel room with 2 complete bathrooms. Let me show you Harrahs Hotel and Casino in South Lake Tahoe. I'm Postcard Dan, and I recently stayed here at Harrahs, and today I'm going to give you a review of my stay at this hotel. I stayed midweek in October of 2025, and in this video I'm going to show you my room, tell you a little bit about the hotel amenities and the neighborhood, and not everything in this hotel was perfect, so I'll let you see that too. And most importantly, I'll tell you exactly how much I paid. While I was in Tahoe, in addition to staying here at Harrahs, I also stayed at the sister property across the street, Caesars Republic, and I have a video about that hotel too, so that you can compare and contrast these 2 options. I'll put a link in the description below. Harrahs Tahoe is located along US Highway 50, right at the California-Nevada state line. The name of the town officially is State Line, Nevada, because technically South Lake Tahoe is the name of the city on the California side of the line, but most people just call the whole area South Lake Tahoe. I'll start the review in the same way that I usually do, with a look at the room. Heading to 923. The lady who checked me in said that normally the class of room I booked would be on the lower floor, but she upgraded me to a higher floor, and I don't think that's because of any status or anything. I think it's just because the hotel's not very busy. So she said I should have a view of the lake. It's nighttime right now, so I'll have to check that out in the morning. Very wide halls, by the way. Here it is. There's like an entry alcove here. So this is room 923, king bedroom. Looks like there's a lot of chip paint there. This, unfortunately, was only the beginning of the maintenance issues that I found as I looked around the room. Here's a first look at the room. King bed, very large couch. Looks like there's an electrical outlet and a clock radio on this side of the bed. Here on this side of the bed, another lamp with an outlet. I wonder what these switches do. Oh, that's kind of cool, mood lighting. And this one, oh, this one, that turned off the light in the entryway. Sometimes when you go in hotel rooms, it's really difficult to find all of the switches. Television and a fridge. Empty, that's good, it's not a mini bar. Here's another lamp with an outlet on it. So there appear to be 3. Coffee service and an ice bucket. Boy, I'm not sure what the deal is with this. Looks like a little cocktail table. But man, it's got evidence of a lot of spilled drinks on it. I mean, it feels clean. I think housekeeping cleaned it, but it's in bad shape. As well as the cushions here. 2 more outlets down here. And again, a little bit of damage to the wallpaper next to the outlet. So this is kind of nice. One behind the couch so I can see out the window. That should be the lake over there. That's the pool area down there. It's early morning now, just before sunrise. We get a sense of what the view is from here. This is the 9th floor. Pretty spectacular. Only a tiny bit of snow up on top of the mountains. But that lake is gorgeous. Let's check out the bathrooms. First thing in the entryway here, there's a very large wardrobe area. We see there's a room safe, as well as an iron and an ironing board, and a luggage stand. It's a very large room safe, large enough to fit laptop in. That safe might have been big enough for a laptop, as long as you don't actually have a need to keep that laptop secure. Well, this is interesting. Even though the safe is plenty big enough to fit a laptop, I'm not sure it's secure. And then press lock. So it says it's secure, and I think that says good. Door doesn't lock. In fact, you notice when I do it, you don't hear the usual sound that you hear of the mechanism locking. So we're going to say the safe is a fail. Don't worry, I will. Not a problem. Moving ahead to take a look at the first bathroom. This is the one that's straight ahead. And it has a glass door. And more importantly, there are no pumps on the wall here. So you know that's going to be a good thing. Without the goo on the wall, means that there are personal amenities provided here. So I have to look at the shower. Over here is the sink. There's the amenities. They don't even have to be name brand. I'm just happy to see them. This is so rare in hotels these days. And then the crown jewel of this room, there's a second bathroom, a complete bathroom. Again, here's the bath amenities with the soap over here. And then another shower. So if you're sharing the room, there's no taking turns waiting for your partner to finish first. There's room for both of you at the same time to get ready. This shower has a shower curtain as opposed to a glass door. Shower head looks a little low for my 6-foot frame. But yeah, this is a pretty nice bathroom, or I should say bathrooms. But as I looked a little more closely, there were some unattended repair issues in the bathroom too. That looks like a place for a Kleenex box that isn't there, as well as some remnants from old plumbing. And these rooms appear to be pretty well used. Before I head downstairs to look at the rest of the facilities, here's a look at my room scorecard. There are no USB ports in the room and no microwave. I use the available for a fee icon for the Wi-Fi because Harrahs says that in-room Wi-Fi is one of the perks that's included with the resort fee. Of course, the resort fee is mandatory, so you will have Wi-Fi in your room because you have to pay the resort fee. But since they treat Wi-Fi as a benefit of the resort fee, I'm happy to play along and show it as a pay extra feature. So, how much did I pay? Remembering that this was midweek and not in the high season, I still would say that this room was quite a bargain at only $120 all in for a super spacious room with 2 complete bathrooms. The taxes are 14%, and then the county tacks on an additional flat rate of $5 on top of that. Here at Harrahs, self-parking is in the surface lots rather than in the parking garage. Harrahs Lake Tahoe is connected to Caesars Republic across the street because both resorts are owned by Caesars Entertainment. But these two properties are connected physically too. There's a tunnel under the highway so you can pass between the two without being exposed to the elements. There is a tunnel under the street that connects the two Caesars properties, Harrahs with Caesars.
Oh, wow.
Passing right under US 50 here.
That looks great.
So there are 4 casinos clustered really close together here, making it really easy to walk between any of them. There's the Caesars Republic there. I'm here in front of Harrahs. Further down the street on this side we have Bally's. And then the Gold Nugget is right over there. This is US 50, the main drag through town. The state line is right there where the stoplight is. That stoplight that you see is in California. So that's how close these casinos are to the edge. Everything that you see there on the street is California. And the western wall of the casino itself is where Nevada begins. Same thing on this side. Casinos are built right up to the edge of the state line. Sadly, the maintenance backlog wasn't confined just to my room. I probably should have noticed it from the moment I approached the hotel that half the sign was burnt out. It's not that they don't have a casino, it's just that the light's burnt out. So this looks like it should be an automatic door, but it says please push. So I think that means that it used to be an automatic door and it's broken. So instead of fixing it, they just put please push signs on. And the reason I think it used to be an automatic door, because there's a button here to slow it down. So this hotel does have an indoor pool. Unfortunately, it's closed right now because they're rebuilding the roof. Sorry that I can't show it to you. I think I'll give them credit though, because at least they're doing maintenance and repairs here. The front desk people told me that as a hotel guest here, I can use the pool at the Caesars across the street. That pool, however, is an outdoor pool. She said it's heated, but it's not indoor like this one. So it's a little confusing when you arrive here trying to figure out where the check-in desk is, because there's lots of signs that indicate where the parking is, but nothing that says where registration is. So especially when I arrived in the dark, it was a little difficult to figure out. Came this way and I saw the cheapest parking, and I just continued around the building, still not a single sign that indicates registration. But if you make your way all the way around the back side of the building, then you finally find this sign that says hotel registration. So that's how you find the registration desk when you first arrive here. Valet parking is $35. For hotel guests, you can use the self-parking lot for $20. Kind of sad, I remember when this parking lot used to be free. And this video is not all hating on Harrahs. I love the fact that they commemorate the legacy of their property with a Pony Express monument right out front. Yep, 165 years ago, these wiry boy riders with their mochila full of mail raced right through this spot. Right here we have a Pony Express monument. This should be for Friday Station. Friday Station was not located at this exact spot. Should be about another quarter of a mile toward Carson City in that direction. But it's nice that they have a marker here in front of Harrahs. Erected April 4th, 1963 by Harrahs, William F. Harrah, President. First Pony Express rider passed here on April 4th, 1860, on his way to Friday Station. Down here on the ground floor there is a Starbucks. I didn't see any other eateries down here. There is a restaurant up at the top that I didn't go check out. And then there's a sundry shop here, which I did go into last night, and there's no prices on any of those items there.
So I've learned not to buy stuff like that. That's how you end up with an $8 bag of Chex Mix. So I have no idea how much that stuff is, but given the fact that there's no price tag on it, I have a feeling that I wouldn't be happy.
I'm always curious about the value for my dollars, especially when it comes to the resort fee, so I inquired about it when I settled my bill at the front desk.
The resort fee covers Wi-Fi, in-room phone calls, and the fitness center. I specifically asked if it covered the pool. She said it does not cover the pool, and I asked that question because the pool was closed.
I do, however, wonder if the pool will become one of the perks included in the resort fee the instant that they complete the renovations of the pool area. Although admittedly I was disappointed by the maintenance issues during my stay, I truly hope that Caesars Entertainment invests the same kind of money that they just finished pouring into the renovation of the sister property across the street. Back when I lived in Northern California, Harrahs was a place that I loved to come up and visit, and this place still brings back fun memories for me. So I'm cheering for Harrahs to come back up to the same high standard of hospitality that it once exemplified. Putting aside the maintenance problems, the remainder of my experience at Harrahs was comfortable and safe, and Lake Tahoe is such a pretty place. As for nearby attractions, the star of the show is Lake Tahoe itself, one of the deepest lakes in the United States, if not the world. It's a scenic wonderland which sits on the state line with lots of state parks from both Nevada and California and other attractions all the way around it. It's one of my favorite places for sheer beauty. So if your budget is a little tighter, and as long as a few maintenance issues aren't a deal breaker for you, you'll find that Harrahs is well located for your trip to Lake Tahoe. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, won't you please click on the thumbs up? That helps YouTube decide whether to share it with more people who might be looking for information about this hotel. And if you're enjoying the content on my channel, I'd be honored to have you as a subscriber. This is Postcard Dan at Harrahs Hotel and Casino in South Lake Tahoe.